Dean Koontz's career can be summarized with the meme, I want Stephen King, we've got Stephen King at home. And yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if you have read the latest Stephen King Doorstopper, and you have to wait for a couple of months it takes him to write the next Bookstopper, Dean Koontz is a safe option to read in between. He's sort of like the conservative, easier to read Stephen King. And you know what, I know many people on HorrorTube hate him with a passion, but that's probably because his output is very inconsistent. Some of his books are very good, very enjoyable, some of them are not, and some of them, like Dragon Tears, it's pure, unadulterated cringe. And yeah, there are things about Stephen Koontz. Yes, he's not Stephen Koontz, he is Dean Koontz. Something that I do enjoy about Dean Koontz is that his horror novels, even though they are horror, they have this wholesome element in them, and I both like and dislike it. I used to hate it very much, but now I start to enjoy it. And I think this is a conservative horror author thing, that they're weirdly wholesome. Another perfect example of this is Richard Lehman, believe it or not. Yes, I'll say that Richard Lehman is wholesome in his own way, but no, it's there is this core belief that people can be good that permeates the work of Dean Koontz. And this is tiring. It's always the squeaky clean, good guy, good girl who make love and then get married by the end of the book. And then you have the villain who is a degenerate. And yeah, that's everywhere. And you know what? It's down to how well he does it in the book. In some books, he nails it. In some other books, like Dragon Tears, no, he doesn't. And I have to talk about it. So, what is Dragon Tears? The premise seems interesting. We have this police officer that shoots a mass shooter, and then he's troubled by visions. And before I rip this book apart, let me tell you the one reason you should read that. There is a dog in this book, and yes, I know it's a Dean Koontz book, there is always a dog. However, this dog is a point of view character. Yes, there are chapters in this book written in the point of view of a dog, and they're the best part about it. So, our hero is a police officer who is tired. He has this partner who is the polar opposite of him. He is very tidy and neat, and she's reckless and a mess. And they happen to have breakfast, and a mass shooter gets into the restaurant, and they have a firefight. During the firefight, the shooter and the partner are quoting Elvis Presley titles to each other, which is like, it's the cringe I was talking about. And then he's troubled by visions by somebody who's after him who has weird abilities, and also there are other people hunted by that person, by apparitions, and they try to escape. They're afraid of this person who we're not aware who or what it is, and we have to wait for it, I guess. So the book takes place in one night, and our protagonist is trying to find out the root of the problem while the people he cares about are getting targeted by a supernatural villain. This book is just, just the Elvis Presley part is indicative of how bad it is, but it's dumb. It's dumb in all the dumb ways that a Dean Koontz book can be. The villain is cartoonishly evil, of course, and his motives make little sense. Of course, him being cartoonishly evil and degenerate and all-powerful, of course, having special powers, and this mystery of what's going on with him. And if you have read 5 or 6 Dean Koontz books, you can guess that there is an explanation for that, that is his run-of-the-mill explanation. This manhunt during the night and all these coincidences that bring people together and how they team up to stop the villain, and some weird scenes. There is a good one, there's a good part towards the end where there is a rave party. That was a clever idea, but then again, Dean Koontz brings his moralism, like this rave is a den of sin, and the protagonist go in there to hide, and they witness stuff, and there's stuff happening. It was kind of fun, I guess, but not super fun. The resolution felt so-so. I was not super hot about it. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the mediocre Dean Koontz books because it's not one of his best, and some of his ideas just don't work out. The protagonists are squeaky clean, and that's annoying. And yeah, the wholesomeness is just too much. Sometimes he manages to mix up the wholesomeness a little, maybe make the villain not as cartoonishly evil as usual, but not here. Here he's just tropey Koontz, but yes, there's the Doggo point of view chapters that are awesome, and yeah, it was not great. It was a bit of a core to read, I guess. It's not his worst book I've read. I think that the face was super cringe. This one on the cringe scale was like a 3 out of 5, a 2 out of 5, a 3 out of 5. So yeah, not great, a bit cringy. Didn't enjoy it, don't recommend. And I've got more books by Dean Koontz for some reason. I'm just a glutton for punishment, I guess. So thank you for watching and stay spooky.